All right, so this is my shed, if you guys can see it. Now, I have my 3D printers in the actual building itself, so what's going to happen, I want to be able to actually pass cable through, because look at this right now, it's actually going through the door. So we're going to use this little corner panel here. I'm going to put a little padding in here because I have plenty of ventilations in there, so I could cover one of them. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be there all the time when it's printing. I'm going to keep the door open most of the time when I'm in the actual facility. So I'm not going to need any entries, especially right now because it's outdoors, bugs are getting in. So I'm going to make a plate here, and I'm going to make an entry for actually cables. Now, I'm not going to destroy this at all. I'm just going to make a hole, larger hole here, so I could penetrate the actual cable. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take measurements here, and we're going to print a plate out that it's going to have a lip coming out. That's what we want, a lip, maybe a couple inches out, and so forth, so it can cover from the rain. It just rained recently, so I know how crucial it is. We don't want water to come in. So let's take measurements and start the process. It's about, let me measure it. It's about 6, 7, 8 inches. So 8 inches by, I'm gonna do this by 5.5. That's pretty much it. 8 by 5.5. So 8 by 5.5.
All right, so there's a couple solutions that you can work on. So right now we're just gonna say create. I'm gonna use Autodesk Tinkercad. This is a free to use application that's online. That means that you don't need anything to install. This is pretty much a cloud-based system. So we're gonna use it today to create a couple things. And if you come in here, you could create much more. So if you're into circuitry, if you circuit boards or anything like that you want to create, you can do that. But what I mainly use is for a lot of 3D models. So we're here, we're going to go ahead and create new design. It gives you a couple of things here that you can do. So we're going to go ahead and create a new design. We're going to use that board, all right? And I like to use a couple of ways. There's a couple of tools that they give you here. All right, so we're going to recreate the lip. So let's go ahead and do that. And I have a couple of designs, but I'm going to show you guys how I engineer it. All right. So first of all, we're gonna start with the pen, which is one of my favorite items. They finally added to the whole thing. So we're gonna go ahead and start the pen. And in the pen, I'm gonna do the side profile. That's pretty much one of the sides. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and go here, here, and stretch all the way over here. Enough where I could get 2 squares. And then just do something basic like that. And that's pretty much it. So you see it finish, and it does a almost like a exactly model that I want on both ends. All right. Now, the only thing is that it's not edge on here on the corner, if you guys can see that. But all around it, it's perfect. So let's go ahead and put this in place in the center. So we could center it, hit right click, or we could just say, when you click on it and see. Click on it, put it in here. We're going to center somewhere on there. I'm going to put measurements too. And of course, we're going to face it down. So we're going to go ahead and face it down. And what I like to do is just move my mouse close to this thing. We're going to click on it, but I'm going to do it sideways so I can see where it's going to go if it goes down. So we're going to do it all the way to 90. And then what I like to do, so it could go on the floor, you could do a centerpiece and bring it up here, but I control copy it, control C, delete it, control V, and puts it down on the floor, right? So we got our base on our floor, and we're going to, like I said, 8 inches by 5.5. 8 inches is going to be 203.2. All right. So we're going to stretch this out to 203.2. That's huge. So it's going to fit the whole plate here, if you guys can see that. And then we're going to stretch it out to the other angle, which is this angle here. And right now we're going to put it at, this is going to be 139.7. All right. That's exactly the measurements we want. Now we'll lift this up a little bit, make it a little bit thicker to get that stabilization and make it strong, right? So a little thickness, let's zoom in a little bit. Thickness, here it is. That's good. Make a little strong plate, all right? So we probably make it a little bit thicker than that or thinner, there you go. I don't know how much filament you want to spend. It's up to you. So we got that going. Now we're going to do the lip, right? Let's go ahead and start with a square, a nice square. So we're going to start with a square first. All right. I like to start with the square. I like to see the outside first. So we're going to do a long lip all the way down, all the way up. This is probably the most important part because this is going to go through higher. All right. And that's pretty much how I have it. Right. And because I want it embed it within itself, right? I want to put it down just a little bit, There we go. And we're going to see how deep it is because we want to make sure they mesh together. And I'm going to penetrate a little bit more on this one, give it some more room, right? So we're going to do some more, get it deeper in there. That's pretty much it. But I like to go all the way through. Because this is going to be our base. And we're going to put a square within the other square too and change the different colors, all right? We're going to lock this one in place so we don't have to mess with it. We're going to keep it as is. Let me click this escape, make this smaller. This is going to be the inside. And then we're going to do another, we're going to lock this one in place right now. We're going to make this a larger pass through. So this is going to have to pass through. So let's do the triangle now. Next, this triangle will be, let me see if I could put the triangle on the top. I want to face it the other way, but unfortunately I can't. See if I could do this. Then rotate this. $90 degrees. And then we're going to see if we could stretch it out higher. It's okay if it goes higher, bigger, larger. That's all right. We're just move it here, closer. And we're going to try to see if we can marry these two, but I'm going to see if I could get more of the height on it. Go more of the height. And then actually, I wanted to touch the base, this part, to bend over. So we're going to rotate it some more. Then we're able to do it, if you guys see it. I know it doesn't look like it right now, but we're going to be able to move this down a little slow. Then we got that part, which is great. Now we're going to be able to reduce the size from one side here, close to this part. You guys can see it. I know it doesn't look the greatest right now, but we're getting there. So this part, just enough where it disappears. There you go. And we are going to marry some more. If you guys can see, it's a little bit off on this. So we're going to marry some more. Move it more forward. Forward. And then we're going to move it up a little bit up. Or a little bit more. We could actually marry some more. So move it up here. Just enough. Enough here. I want to eat some of the lip. I wanted to go embed it more, but you can always click on this one and then see through. Oops. Escape. Click on this one, the hole, so you can see how much it is. It's not even in there. You guys can see there's a gap. So there's two squares going this way, pretty much like that. So let's just delete that one. We're going to do the two rectangles or two squares, either way. So we're going to just worry about this part right here. I do want to read the lip. I want to stretch it out as much as it can. So let's concentrate on this one right here. We're going to unlock it. And then, no, we're not going to unlock the bottom one. We're going to lock that one. And then click on this one. We're going to unlock that one. So let's unlock that one. And then we're going to rotate. We're going to enter it just a little bit. I'm going to put solid on that one so we can see. Well, actually, no. Let's go ahead and make it larger. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put, I got this one. We're going to click on this one. And I'm looking at it, how much I got to move it. And it looks like I got to move it just a couple more. Control Z. All right. So before we do that, we're gonna do we're gonna marry these two first. All right. So we're gonna marry this one and the plate right first. So we're gonna unlock the plate. We're gonna marry this one, the outside first, and this one, and then we merge them together. That's one solid piece. Now we're gonna go ahead and finish the rest of it. So I have that in there already embedded. Lock that one. Okay, I think we got it. So let's see the penetrate. Just see one more thing. So they're gonna overlap. That's perfect. So we'll make it solid, and we're gonna highlight the whole thing. Highlight everything. Merge them together, and let's see how it looks now. I forgot to cut the base on the bottom, but we'll clean that up right now. But look at this. It goes through. No, it doesn't go through. So we're gonna go Control Z. Okay, we're gonna go Control. For some reason, it didn't go through. Let me make sure that this one is overlapping. Solid. This one's gonna have to go through, so it has to go through. So let's run it to the back. There we go. So that should do it. Let's see if it works now. So we're gonna highlight this one, make it see-through, yes, and then this one see-through, which is whole. This one's gonna be solid, and then let's marry them. Let's see what happens now. Now we should have a hole, but we still have, yep, there it is. See, that's perfect. So we have an entrance here. It goes here, and large entrance. This is what we want. Now we're going to export into our printer, and we're going to start printing this out, right? So let's go ahead and export this part. STL to our printer, all right? Once we export it, it should be done. There it is. Open it up. We'll open our system up. We're going to print it on our A1. And I'm going to bring it over so you guys can see perfect size. It looks good. It looks good so far. It looks good. From my perspective, it looks good. So we're just going to have to print it out. I might make it a little larger. I'm thinking about this part right here. Maybe increasing the size of it. But let me see if there's any gaps or anything. So we're going to preview it. And of course, there's a lot of things floating right now, but we're just going to preview it first. And this take about 2 hours to print. So we are going to print it right now, but it looks like I do need some ports up there. All right, let's print it out. Let's see how it looks. All right, so I'm going to show you guys a little bit more of the actual thing I built. This is what I built. I can see a little line here, but it's perfect. It's blocking out. But this is pretty much the block that it's going to... Precise measurements, a little bit off, but width is length is wide is okay, but width is a little bit off here, but it's fine. Give me some breathing room. That's what you want. So now I'm gonna cut these two here, 2 holes in here. Put that in there, and then we're gonna pass drill this bit through here, and then clamp it in. That's all I'm gonna do. So if I want to take it off, I could do that. So I'm gonna melt the stuff away. If you guys can see that. Going through, it's going through slowly, but there it is. See? Cutting like butter. This is actually better than the saw. This is how thick this thing is. You can see it's very durable, very strong.
It would take me a while to cut through, but melting it, got an idea with it. So that's was, if you don't have the right tools or anything like that, it's gonna take you longer, but just to let you guys know. Okay, time to add some screws in here. And one of the things I like to do is I like to make sure I don't want to penetrate more screws in there. So I'm going to use these areas here, the areas that I think that are going to be it right here. And it's gonna, here's one right here, and then we're going to go this one right here. That's pretty much where we add some screws in there. That's perfect. I'm just doing it right on the fly. And then that one actually came out really good. Tested with a longer screw just to test it out, and it looks like it's gonna fit perfect right there, just to see. All right, I finally finished it. I used 2 different screws, put washers in here. I'm gonna add silicone on these part, just any areas that I need to. I'm actually gonna cover up inside and make a cut, so when cables come in through, making sure that nothing's gonna pen. I'm gonna show you the inside. I put washers on the outside and also on the inside, so you can sandwich up pretty good. Don't have to tie it too much. It's perfect. So I'm gonna show you the inside. Now this is the inside. I know it's a little long, but those are the screws I end up finding right now. I don't have any other longer, shorter screws, but this is working and it's pretty tight. Now I'm gonna get rid of these cables that are passing through here. This is a solar panel that I have in here in this shed here. And look at all this cabling I have, because I have all my 3D printers in here. I do a lot of projects here, so I need the light, I need the power, and this is one way I'm gonna pass the power through. I don't have to go through underneath the actual door or over the door. There's my final result. I covered it up really good. Cables coming in to all my 3D printers, power in here, lights, automatic lights on and off when I tell it to, because it works for Alexa and Google Home. Solar lights, these are solar lights, solar panel on the top, everything's coming in here, and this is being powered by a lot of solar cells out there. So we got this going. This thing looks really good. Let's see how long it lasts, maybe a couple years. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.